Hello friends, myself Rohit Kumar R. Wagdarikar, working as an assistant professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department at Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. Today we are going to see the multiple inheritance in C++. Learning outcomes. At the end of this session, students will be able to understand multiple inheritance in C++. So, basically, we have already seen what are the different inheritance, single inheritance and multi-level inheritance. So now, here we are going to see the multiple inheritance features of C++, where a class can inherit the properties from more than one class. Means, simply here, one single child class can have more than one base class. That is nothing but the multiple inheritance. So now, the thing is what? The constructor of the inherited class are called in some order in which they are inherited. Means what? Simple single child class is going to inherit the more than one base class, right? So how the constructor is going to be work? That is very important. We'll see in the example. So now we'll see the syntax, how we are going to write the multiple inheritance. So here we'll have one class name 1 which has some body, and then here we'll have a class and class name 2. Here we can give the any name to the any classes, that doesn't matters, and C. Now here we'll have class name 3, public class name 1 and public class name 2. Means what? And again this class has a some body. Means what? In this syntax, if you look at the carefully, this class 3 is a child class. This child class is inheriting the properties of class name 1 and class name 2. See, class name 1 and class name 2. But here, this class name 2 is an independent class. It is not going to inherit any properties of any class. Okay? Means what? If you look at this code, this class name 1 and class name 2 are the two different base classes. And here class 3 is going to inherit the properties of class name 1 and class name 2. Okay? So let's see the example. Now let's consider we'll have class A and we'll have the constructor here called it as A and here A constructor is called. Okay, simple one. Fine. Then we'll have one more class called it as class B. Again we are going to write the constructor for this class, and in constructor we are going to simply print B's constructor called. Okay, and let's say we'll have the class C which inherits the properties of class B and class A. And C, important thing is what? Note the order here. It means what? First we are going to inherit the properties of B and then we are going to inherit the properties of A. Fine. See here. Now here we'll have one more constructor class C, and this is again going to print some value, that is nothing but the C's constructor called. Okay. So now let's see here what we are going to do. Simply I am going to create the object of C and going to return 0. So what will happen when we'll execute this code? See, basically in this code we do not have any properties called it as a declaring some variables or methods. What we are going to do here? We are simply having the constructor. This is the class A's constructor, this is the class B's constructor, and this is the class C's constructor. Okay. But the thing is what? When we are going to create the object of class C, okay, we are simply calling the object of class C. So here, is it possible to call this toConstructor automatically? Right? Because we know that when we are going to call the constructor, whenever we'll create the object of any class, right, at that time constructor is going to be called automatically. So here I have created the object of C. We have instantiated it the C. We have created the instance of class C. So what it is going to do? It is going to call this constructor. But the thing is what? This class has inherited the properties of class B and A. Right? So what we are expecting then? We should call these two constructors also. Right? Means what? This constructor, which one? When calling this object, is going to call all these three constructors. Means what? Basically, why we are going to use the constructor? Constructor will use for making some initialization of variables. Right? So if I want to give some default values to my properties, so at that time we are going to use these constructors. Okay? So this is what we have seen in the constructor. But what if I'll write the different members and member functions in my classes? What will happen? Can we access it in this way? Why not? We can do that. Means what? Let's say this class A has some public void ABC as a method or display method, right? Public B has some method. So this class C is going to access the both these classes member functions also, right? So that is nothing but the multiple inheritance. So guys, can ambiguity occurs in the multiple inheritance? Yes. So what is meant by ambiguity? Tell me the answer. Think and write. Yes, that is possible. Ambiguity can be occur using the multiple inheritance when a function with the same name occurs in the more than one base classes. Means what? If we look at this code, right? Let's say this class A has a public void display as a one function, and this class B again has a public void display as a function, and this class C is inheriting the properties of class B and class A, right? So now it is going to be confused, right? This class is going to confuse, like compiler is getting in the ambiguity state. Which method should I call? If I'll say C.display, then which method it should be called? So that is nothing but the ambiguity, and we'll see this ambiguity in the next video. So the references are Bal Guruswamy, Object-Oriented Programming with C++, 7th edition. Thank you.